MCQs of origin and evolution of life. First, abiogenesis means origin of life from non-living organism, origin of life from living organism, origin of viruses and microbes, and fourth is spontaneous generation. The answer is A, origin of life from non-living organism, because spontaneous generation is also known as abiogenesis, and biogenesis means origin of the life from the living organism. So abiogenesis means origin of the life from the non-living organism. The four elements that make up 99% of all the elements found in a living system are: first, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen; second, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur; third, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus; and fourth is carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus. The first four elements that make up, when the living system or when the life evolved are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon and nitrogen. There was no sulfur, there was little amount of phosphorus. Oxygen was also very less. So the all living system consists of nucleic acid, which is composed of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon and nitrogen. So the answer is A. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of chemical substances produced during the origin of the life on the earth? Water, amino acid, nucleic acid and enzyme; second, glucose, amino acid, nucleic acid and protein; third, amino acid, ammonium phosphate and nucleic acid; fourth, ammonia, ammonic acid, protein and nucleic acid. So when the first life came on the earth, which were the chemicals which were produced? We all know that the first chemical produced nothing were water, it was ammonia, methane. The simple organic compound and the complex organic compound. So here the answer is water, amino acid, nucleic acid and the enzyme. Because first a simple organic compound came, that is carbohydrate, and then it got converted into glucose. So not the amino acid, ammonium phosphate and nucleic acid. So the answer is water, amino acid, nucleic acid and enzyme. Quasar words are dash. They are colloid droplets. They contain nucleoprotein, both A and B, and they are protobiont. We all know that quasar weights. These are nothing but they are the protein colloid droplets, which is given by our famous experiment, that is Aldane. And microspheres was given by Sidney Fox. So the answer is colloid droplets. So quasar weights are nothing but they are protein complexes which are nothing but colloid droplets. They are the water complexes. Fifth, in this classic experiment on the formation of amino acid, Stanley Miller passed an electric discharge in a mixture of dash. Is it steam, ammonia, methane and hydrogen? It is ammonia, carbon dioxide, oxygen and hydrogen. It is ammonia, oxygen, hydrogen and steam, or it is methane, hydrogen, nitrogen and steam. We know that Miller and Urey performed an experiment. And in that they passed an electrical discharge. And they demonstrated that simple organic compounds could be formed in nature from the inorganic molecules. So they passed an electric discharge in the mixture of steam, methane, hydrogen and ammonia. They had taken a big flask, we all know, and here these electrodes are passed. So the mixture was nothing but it was steam, methane, hydrogen and ammonia. Okay, there was no carbon dioxide, there was no oxygen. You know that in primitive atmosphere, oxygen was not there. It was in reduced form. So the answer is A. First photoautotrophic organism were dash, bryophytes, algae, cyanobacteria, bacteria. We know that the first organism when the cell came into existence, it was marine and it was heterotrophic, and later on it got converted into autotrophic. So the first photoautotrophic organism was cyanobacteria, which is also known as blue-green algae. So it was not bryophytes, nor algae, nor bacteria, but it was cyanobacteria. Man evolved in dash. Man evolved in Triassic period, Jurassic period, Permian period and Pliocene. So we all know that there are different epochs, okay, of our Cenozoic era, like Azoic, Archaeozoic, Proterozoic, Paleozoic, okay, Pliocene, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. So these are different epochs. So man evolved in Pliocene period. Which of the following were abundant in the Mesozoic area? Mammals, reptiles, insects, fishes. In Mesozoic era of medieval life, it also called as the age of reptiles. Dinosaur was the first giant reptile of that area. So the answer is the reptiles. In Mesozoic era, you will find more of reptiles, not mammals, insect and fishes, because it is known as age of reptiles. The first life on the earth came in water, and evidences indicate that life originated in one of the following eras: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic and Proterozoic. These are the different eras. So the first life, okay, on the earth came in Proterozoic period. Paleozoic, Proterozoic and Mesozoic follow the Archaeozoic, which is the oldest era of geological time scale. So the answer is Proterozoic. Study of fossils evidence of evolution is called dash. Is it embryology, anatomy, paleontology, biogeography? Embryology is the study of embryo, anatomy is the study of body parts, paleontology is the study of fossils, and biogeography is nothing but the geographical evolution. So the answer is paleontology. Study of the fossil and its record is known as paleontology. Reptilian characters of archeotypes are dash. They are jaws with homodent teeth. They have 3 digits ending in distinct claws, completely fused skull bones, both A and B. Okay, we have studied the connecting links, okay, of the archeotypes. Archeotypes is a connecting link between the reptilian and the avian. So it is nothing but avian and reptiles. So they both have the features, okay, of both avian and reptile. So it has both the features like jaws with homodent teeth and 3 digits ending in distinct claws. So the answer is D, both A and B. So reptilian characters of the archaeopteryx are both A and B. Homologous organ. What are homologous organ? Homologous organ are similar in origin, similar in function, similar in development, similar in behavior. Homo, the word homo means same. Okay, so they are similar in their structure but different in function. Okay, so homologous organs are those organs which are similar in structure but different in function. So the answer is A, similar in origin, and the opposite of homologous is analogous organ. Homologous organs are dash. So the examples are leg of man, leg of horse, wing of bat, hand of man, tail of horse, wing of bat, or is it hand of man, forelimb of a horse, wing of bat, head of man, leg of horse, wing of bat? So it cannot be head of man because head of man consists of skull. So we are talking about all bones. Homologous organs means they are same in structure. So if you are going to talk about everywhere the bony part, so that the answer goes C, that is hand of the man, forelimb of the horse and wing of the bat. So they all contains bones. So the answer is C. All have different function but similar structure. Which of the following are not analogous organ? So first understand what is analogous organ. Analogous organs are those organs, okay, which have different structure but same function. So they have same function. So which of the following are not analogous organ? Okay, fin of fishes and flippers of whales, stings of honeybee and scorpion, thorn of bougainvillea and tendril of cucurbita, and wings of insect and wings of birds. So we are talking about those organs which are not similar in structure but they have same function. So the answer is thorn of bougainvillea and tendril of cucurbita. Okay, these are actually the homologous organs. So they are not the analogous organ but they are homologous organ where the structure is the same but different function. Thorn, you get pricking, and tendril is for the movements like a flagella. Which one is not a vestigial organ in man? Okay, let us understand what is vestigial organ. Vestigial organ, these are the functionless organ which does not have any function in our body. They are the useless organ. So are they vermiform appendix, plica cellulinaris, ear muscles and malleus. All these are very, very important except vermiform appendix, which is the vestigial organ. The splint bone of present day horse is a vestige of, means it is a vestigial organ, okay, of the horse. The splint bone which is there, okay, it is a vestigial organ. So which toe it is? Is it fourth toe? Is it first toe? Second toe? Second and fourth toe in the lips. So the answer is second and fourth toe in the lips. A baby has been born with a small tail. Is it a case exhibiting dash? Okay, it is retrogressive evolution? Is it mutation? It is atavism or metamorphosis? A baby has been born with a small tail. Okay, so what it is? It is a retrogressive, means the retrogression. Is it a mutation? We all know mutation is nothing but the changes in the chemical composition of a gene. What is atavism? Atavism or the reversion is the sudden reappearance of some ancestor features. And metamorphosis is nothing but the change. Okay, it's a transformation, metamorphosis. So the answer here is atavism because the baby has been born with a small tail. And the small tail is nothing but it's a feature, okay, of our ancestor. So the answer is atavism or reversion. It is nothing but it's a sudden reappearance of some ancestor features. Peripatus is known as a connecting link because it has the characters of both aves and fishes, reptiles and birds, fishes and amphibians, arthropoda and annelids. So we all know peripatus, it is nothing but one of the connecting link, okay, between annelids and arthropods. Like annelids, it has continuous muscle layer in the body wall, unjointed leg like parapodia, nephridia for excretion and simple gut. Main arthropod characters are claws on the legs, hemocoel, trachea for respiration and dorsal hearts with ostia. So it's a connecting link between arthropoda and annelids because it has the features of both these. Haeckel's theory of recapitulation means that all organisms start as an egg. Life history of an animal reflects its revolutionary history. Progeny of an organism resemble its parents. Body parts once lost are regenerated. So Haeckel was a scientist. His theory of recapitulation means that life history of an animal reflects its revolutionary history. That is, its evolutionary, how it has been evolved. So if you study the life history of an animal, we can understand its evolutionary history. So the answer goes B. In forming the theory of evolution by natural selection, Darwin was greatly influenced by dash. Mutation of Hugo de Veras. Second, Malthus' idea of population control. Third, environmental factors. Fourth, Lamarck acquired characters. We know mutation of Hugo de Veras. Hugo de Veras came after Darwin. Okay, he mainly focused on variations, on mutation. Environmental factors were definitely there, but Lamarck also came after that. He said, okay, that like as we are going to stretch ourselves, okay, we are going to be improvised. We are going to improve one step other, but we have to make efforts at every step. But Malthus' idea of population control, okay, in Darwin theory, Darwin has talked about overpopulation. Every individual has the right to reproduce, but sometimes we reproduce more than which is required, and because of that, okay, because of the struggle of existence, there is death of many organisms. So we need to control our population. So it was greatly influenced by the Malthus idea of population control. Darwin's theory of natural selection to organic evolution was based on dash: modification in organs through use and disuse, prodigality of reproduction, struggle for existence and survival of fittest, inheritance of acquired characters, appearance of sudden large variations, their inheritance and survival of those having these variations. We know that this appearance of variation was given by Hugo de Veras. Okay, so Darwin's theory, okay, modification organ was not given, use and disuse was not given by Darwin, but instead of it, Darwin, okay, explained his theory in 5 different steps. Okay, that is, first is prodigality of reproduction, that is overproduction, there is struggle for existence, there is survival of the fittest, there is variations in hereditary and origin of the new species. So the answer goes B. Initiating force of evolution. The initiating force of evolution is dash: adaptation, natural selection, variation, competition. Evolution is generally progressive, and for evolution the most important requirement is variation. Variation is nothing but the differences seen among different individuals. So for evolution, variation is very, very important. Discontinuous variations are dash: discontinuous variations are mutations, acquired characters, essential features, non-essential features. We know that variation term was given, okay, by Hugo de Veras. He said something about mutations. So mutation is nothing but they are the sudden reappearance of the change in the character, sudden, okay, reappearance of change in the chemical composition of a gene. So discontinued and these variations are discontinued and they are sudden. So this was given by Hugo de Veras and the term is known as mutations. Mutations are mainly responsible for controlling dash, responsible for controlling increasing population rate, maintaining genetic continuity, variation in organism, extinction of the organism. So we are talking about variations. Hugo de Veras has used the word mutation, that is, there is discontinuous variation, there is sudden reappearance of the characters. So the answer goes C, that is variation in organism. The concept of sudden genetic change which breeds true in a species is represented as dash: inheritance of acquired characters, natural selection, law of inheritance and mutation. I told you, sudden genetic change in a species given by Hugo de Veras is mutations, which is nothing but the chemical change in the composition of a gene. Sickle cell anemia has not been eliminated from the African population because dash: because it is not a fatal disease, it is controlled by recessive genes, it is provided immunity against malaria, it is controlled by dominant genes. Sickle cell anemia, this is that type of, it is one type of anemia where our RBC, okay, they are sickle in shape. Okay, so it is one of the anemia which once it is affected the individual, it gives a long-lasting immunity against a disease known as malaria. Since it is a fatal disease, okay, but it is actually, it provides an immunity against malaria. It is not controlled by any recessive or dominant genes, but is providing immunity against disease malaria. So the answer is C. Which of the following is related with reproductive isolation? Okay, reproductive isolation, that is genetic isolation, temporal isolation, behavioral isolation, and all of these. So reproductive isolation is brought by the change in the genetic material, gene pool and structure of the genetic organs. It prevents interbreeding between populations whether they are geographically isolated or living close together. We know that there are different types of these isolating mechanisms also, pre-mating and post-mating. So here comes all of these. Chromosomal incompatibility leads to dash. Genetic isolation, etiological isolation, mechanical isolation, temporal isolation. So chromosomal incompatibility, when there is no compatibility between chromosome, it will lead to dash, that is genetic isolation. Okay, because genes are related with chromosomes, so it is genetic isolation. The spread of genes from one breeding population to another by migration, which may result in change in gene frequency, is dash. Is it genetic drift? Is it gene frequency? Is it gene flow, or none of these? The spread of the genes from one population to another population by migration result in gene flow, not the gene frequency. The sum total of all the genes is nothing but the gene frequency is nothing but the alleles of all the genes. Okay, the sum total of all the population is the gene pool, the alleles is gene frequency, and the flow of the genes from one population to another is gene flow. So the answer goes C. If mating is random, population is large and mutation does not occur, then gene frequencies of population from one generation to another generation remain constant. This was put forwarded by dash, Lederberg, Wallace, Hardy-Weinberg and Haeckel. Okay, so the answer is Hardy-Weinberg principle. We know that this principle states that gene frequencies remain same from generation to generation unless it is disturbed by factors like mutation, non-random mating and genetic drift. So the answer is Hardy-Weinberg. Thank you.